What's going on, everyone? So now it is officially countdown time between now and the NBA trade deadline. The official time that the NBA trade deadline ends is Thursday, which is tomorrow, February 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time or 12 p.m. Pacific. So depending on when you are, we may even be within 24 hours, depending on when you're watching this video. But it is go time, right? It's very possible we could start seeing some trades get done now. It'd be nice to see maybe a Laker trade, depending on when you're watching this video. Maybe a trade has already happened. Rob Pelinka's got his work cut out for him, right? Because the Lakers, look, they're in every rumor. They're in every talk. They're in every conversation, every discussion, because they're the Lakers. Every team is taking their calls. Every team is using them as leverage to try to get better offers and better deals elsewhere. Every reporter's throwing the Lakers' name into conversations just because again, they're the Lakers. They're going to get clicks. It's a great spot to be in, right? If you're another organization and you're using the Lakers as leverage. Now, Rob Pelinka, there were reports that Rob Pelinka's just basically been on the phones nonstop, having all kinds of talks, discussions, basically doing his due diligence. I trust Rob Pelinka to do what is best for this team. I trust Rob Pelinka to find those diamonds in the roughs, whether it's things that have been reported, whether it's something that comes out of complete left field, right? It's very possible that the Lakers pull off a couple trades for things that we didn't even think of, or names and players that we didn't even know were available, right? We saw that a couple times last year. It is very, very possible that it happens again this year. But regardless, DeAndre Russell, I'd be a little surprised if he's on this roster. I love D'Lo. I love what he's done for this team. I personally want to keep him, but I understand, look, Lakers, they want to get rid of him. Not because of his play or anything like that, but just because of his contract, the fear of him leaving in free agency or them having to overpay for him. They want a little more flexibility going forward unless they can get that true star. At this point, I'd be a little surprised if DeAndre Russell is still in a Laker uniform post-trade deadline. You never know what'll happen, right? Look, there's even reports that the Lakers may stand pat or do some little minor moves. It's always a possibility. Look, if D'Lo stays on this team, I'm riding with him. Let's go. D'Lo, prove all the haters wrong. Everyone that's supporting you, prove them right. All right, let's get it. But if he does end up getting traded, then he ends up getting traded. And whoever he's traded for, that's the guy that we rooting for, right? Because he's a Laker. As much as I want to see D'Lo have success, not over the Lakers. We'll see what happens with Deonte Murray, right? He's still the guy in the headlines. And he's still the guy that all signs point to the Lakers still getting. Toronto Raptors have emerged as a potential suitor for DeAndre Russell in a potential 3-team deal. The Brooklyn Nets continue to have discussions and conversations to help facilitate and orchestrate a Dejounte Murray trade. The fact that the Raptors are involved, that's good for the Lakers because that gives them another team as a leverage point, right? If you're Brooklyn, you kind of hold the cards if you're the only team willing to take on D'Lo. Right? Even though they need and could use D'Lo, right? If they're the only team, it's like, hey, we're helping you get Dejounte Murray, buddy. You can't get him without us. So it's going to cost you. But now if you get this other team like a Toronto Raptors or, there's even been murmurs of a team like Orlando or something like that. If you get these other teams that are interested in D'Lo, then that's good because now that puts the Lakers in a position to where it's like, okay, well then D'Lo's going to the highest bidder, right? Whoever's willing to take the fewest or whatever team's willing to give up the most. That's where D'Lo's going to go. And it just puts the Lakers back in the driver's seat on any potential Dejounte Murray trade. Look, I love Dejounte Murray. I'd be more than happy to have him on this roster. I definitely think he would be an upgrade over the guards that we currently have. He provides that athleticism, that defense, the ability to get to the rim and apply rim pressure. I do have my concerns, of course. I question the fit at times, right? Because one of the big issues he has is playing off ball. Is he going to be able to play on ball enough to where he's going to be able to kind of get back to his natural form and get back to being the perfect Dejounte Murray? We will see, right? If we could get some version of San Antonio's Dejounte Murray with Atlanta's maturity, off-ball understanding, and shooting, Lakers are going to be tough. They're going to be tough. But we will see. Obviously, the Lakers still have to get the deal done. Nothing is done until it's done. Right? Until Dejounte Murray is in a Laker jersey, right? It's not done. Right? We've seen things, we've seen announcements. Chris Paul getting traded to the Lakers. And an hour later, whoop, there it goes, vetoed. So until I actually see him in a Laker jersey, he is not a Laker. Until then, don't get me wrong, we'll celebrate the news if it actually goes through and it comes down, and talk about it. We'll discuss it. I'll be excited. I will be pumped, as I'm sure many of you will be. And we off to the races. But it also looks like Gabe Vincent may be on the way out. It's just going to come down to like which team is willing to pony up to take on Gabe Vincent. The Lakers want a clear salary in any potential deal for Gabe Vincent. There's talks about Danilo Gallinari. I know some people are like, that doesn't make any sense. Why? Made a full video about this. I explained all the reasons why, and people still seem not to understand it. It's not about the one-for-one player, right? Obviously, Gabe Vincent, no one's saying Gallinari is the better player or, is the bigger need or whatever. It's more so of Gallinari makes less money. We clear cap space now to get guys in the buyout market, or maybe even make trades where we can take back a little extra money and make other moves. And on top of that, it gives us flexibility going into next season to use our other exceptions and things like that. So if let's say we do trade for Dejounte Murray. Let's say we get Dejounte Murray, Dorian Finney-Smith, and you end up trading Gabe Vincent for Gallinari. Well, now you have money to go get like 2-3 players in a buyout situation. And then the Lakers would also have the ability to go and get some guys or even re-sign some guys, right? Like let's say the Lakers go and trade for like a Miles Bridges. You wouldn't be able to re-sign Miles Bridges. One of the reasons why the Lakers don't want to trade for him, right? Because it's like, we go trade for him, whatever we have to give up, it's just a rental. But if they were able to move off of Gabe Vincent, right, and turn Gabe Vincent into Gallinari, well, now they could go trade for Miles Bridges and they'd have the money to go sign him because they could give him the money that Gabe Vincent is getting right now, right? So now you could have a starting five for the foreseeable future of Dejounte Murray, Austin Reeves, Miles Bridges, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. That's tough, right? It'd be nice to find a backup point guard, obviously. But that's what you have the buyout market for. Maybe it's a Kyle Lowry, maybe it's Chris Paul, maybe it's somebody else we're not even thinking of. You go do like a small minor trade, go get a backup center, right? All of a sudden, let's say you go get, I don't know, like let's say Andre Drummond, right? Maybe your backup five is something along the lines of like, let's just say Kyle Lowry, Taurean Prince, Jared Vanderbilt. You have Cam Reddish, Christian Wood, and then let's say you get Andre Drummond. Boom. So now you're 11 deep, talented, you're versatile, you have size, you have athleticism. Team that's good enough to go win a championship, right? So that's the idea. That's why they want to trade potentially Gallinari for Gabe Vincent. It would help the Lakers. And then from the Pistons standpoint, they just want veterans. They just want guys that they don't have to heavily overpay, which Gabe Vincent is on a reasonable contract. He actually would fit in with that team and that roster, and he could be a nice kind of veteran mentor for this team, for the Pistons team, right? So that's kind of one of those things. And again, we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, the Lakers, Tyus Jones is another big player that is linked to them, which maybe you do Gabe Vincent for Tyus Jones, give up a second. I would love to get a Daniel Gafford or something in that deal also, like whatever you have to give up, right? If you have to give up, say Gabe Vincent and, I don't know, Maxwell Lewis for like, just here's a young guy and maybe a Taurean Prince or something, right? And as much as I like Taurean Prince, I know some people aren't super high on him, but that's just more so because Darvin Ham overplays him. It's not because of the player he is. It's just Darvin Ham heavily overplays him. But like if you could basically flip that into Tyus Jones, Daniel Gafford, and Lakers have to give up say 2 or 3 seconds, that'd be pretty good. I'd be happy to be in that position, right? It's a pretty good spot for the Lakers to be in. To have Tyus Jones, Daniel Gafford, like I said, maybe go get a Miles Bridges and a Dejounte Murray. If that's our turnaround, let's get it. right? You got that all-star level player that can come in and make the big impact. You got that versatile, switchable wing. You got an actual backup point guard that makes sense. It can make plays. And you got that backup center that could even start in a pinch, right? If you're playing Minnesota, you could start him alongside Anthony Davis and match up that way. So, again, I really like the versatility of this team. I really like what could potentially get done with this team. And we'll see. Time will tell, right? Obviously, forwards, still a big thing, right? Can we get a Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, the Brooklyn Nets continue to be in discussions as the third team? They are actively trying to get D'Lo because D'Lo makes a lot of sense for them, right? And then they have Spencer Dinwiddie, and there you go. It could be a match made in heaven, and then the Lakers, maybe you can figure it out to get a Royce O'Neal or Dorian Finney-Smith. I'd prefer Dorian Finney-Smith. Don't get me wrong, but Royce O'Neal, sign me up for him. Right? Again, another 3-and-D style. It's basically an upgraded version of Taurean Prince. I'm cool with that, right? It doesn't have to be some big, huge impact guy. You get a DeJounte Murray, Royce O'Neal in that deal, and then you still have flexibility to go do other things, make other moves, make other trades. I would be okay with that. Because you could literally start DeJounte Murray and Royce O'Neal alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You could have Austin Reeves, if you wanted to at the 2, Royce O'Neal at the 3. Preferably, it's just me. If you got Royce O'Neal, I'd rather him be the starting 2 and bring Reeves off the bench, right? And maybe go like Reeves, Prince, right? And then when Vando comes back, he is inserted into the starting lineup. And you have like DeJounte Murray, Prince, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron, and AD. And then until Vando gets back, when Cam Reddish returns, then you can go with Cam Reddish. But in the meantime, you could go with basically anyone. I might still go with Prince in the starting unit. I know, again, people aren't super happy with the way that Darvin Ham likes to overuse Prince. But I do think he gives you more size. Him at the 2, if he's defending now instead of the best player on the other team, him defending, the third best player on the other team, because you have DeJounte Murray, you have Royce O'Neal as those defensive guys. I just think Taurean Prince would immediately just be a better defensive guy. He'd also give you more size, right, compared to Austin Reeves, still give you some level of shooting. So you'd have Prince and Royce O'Neal as your 3-point threats. And then DeJounte Murray, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis as like your creators, kind of like that. But if we can get Dorian Finney-Smith, he's the guy that, you're talking, he's one of the premier 3-and-D guys, right? So if you get him, he just has more versatility because you could basically play him 2 through 4. And he can defend those. He can defend the best player on the other team, hit open threes. He would be the souped-up charged version of a Dorian Finney-Smith. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Which guy really stands out to you? Which guy would you really like? Is there anyone that's specific that you're like, oh, Lakers need to get this guy? Do you think the DeJounte Murray trade happens? Do you think any trade happens? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments below. We're here. It's the final countdown. Play the song. But anyway, however you feel, let me know. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.